Okay, I want to introduce you to the next project. Hadn't planned on this project, but my son-in-law picked this up for free, and he thought he would like to have it in his house. So this is a 1936/37 Silvertone console. It's got a Magic Eye tube. You can see the grill cloth, seen better days. And I'll show you some more. I'll show you the back side of it. I'll show you the front. Let me do a clip on this. Okay, there's the dial. As you can see, that's where the eye tube is. It's missing the indicator. A little corrosion there, but I think that will clean up. The escutcheon was broken, and the glass, the escutcheon was broken. It was bakelite, and the glass was shattered totally. It was gone, all except a few pieces. So I've already worked on that and found a replacement glass. It didn't fit exactly, but it will work. So we're going to go from there. Let me flip this around and we'll look at the back side of it. Before we get there, this is one of the challenges we have, is this veneer work, and it's also, I don't know if you can see it, it's bubbled up there. So I'm debating whether to try just to repair this side or to replace the whole side. Could be just as easy to replace the whole side. I don't know. We'll weigh that up as we go along. Okay, here's looking at the back of it. This is the eye tube. Sets up in there. All the tubes are here. The filter cans are intact. Now, this is kind of unusual. It is I don't want to make you sick there. This is a Silvertone model 4486. And this is one of the earlier models because the schematic and the tube lineup is a little bit different. There was two made under this model. So this is one of the earlier ones. So it's the late 36, early 37 model. And it's kind of unique. The model number is stamped into the chassis. That's pretty cool. Now we'll look down here. That is an aftermarket permanent magnet speaker. And right there is a speaker coil. And there is the output transformer. I believe that is an aftermarket output. This uses push-pull on the audio output. But someone has put a permanent magnet speaker in there. But they used what appears to be the speaker coil in the power supply. So the only thing I can figure is either they had one of these laying around and they used it for the power supply, or the speaker was just the cone was totally destroyed, and so they used that off that other speaker and put this in there. My initial checks show that is open, but there's a lot of ratty looking wiring in here, so it may or may not be. We'll get that as we go along. Let me pull this out and let you look at the underneath of it. And as you can see, all the knobs are in place. So of course that's a tuning knob. And so anyway, there's what it looks like. It really needs to be blown out quite a bit. I'll take this out with my air compressor, and you can see it's been collecting dust quite a bit. this cord. Pretty heavy duty cord, but somebody taking the end off, which that's a good thing. Didn't need to be plugged up. But let me flip this over and we'll look inside. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff on the workbench. This is workbench number 2 down at the Helm Shack. So it's a lot heavier bench, and so a lot of the heavier stuff gets put down here. Let's look at our tube complement. This is the eye tube itself. It calls for a 6G5, and of course this one is a 6H5. The rectifier is a 5Y3. This is a 6K7, a 6L7, and then it's got a couple of 6C5s here and over here. This one here is the 6Q7, and then the output push-pull is a couple of 6F6s. And let's flip it over. Quite dusty, needs a lot of cleanup, a lot of TLC. As you can see, someone has put that new cord in there and has taped it together. Looks like some orange drops have been put in at one point. Now that is a piece of wire for the grid cable of that tube. These filter caps have been replaced, but they, once again, no, they didn't take the old ones out, didn't clip those out, they just clipped them in parallel. And I've said it, other people have said it, if you're gonna, you've got to disconnect these old caps, because the reason you're replacing these is because the things are going bad. They're leaking. Well, leaking means that they're starting to conduct and they're not supposed to. So you put them in parallel instead of taking them out of the circuit, they're going to go bad and they're going to destroy a lot of things, including transformers and everything, or has the possibility. So so we know it's been worked on before, and so I would like to think that it has been working at one point after the repairs. So hopefully things are not going to be that difficult to repair, but we'll see. And that'll be the fun. That'll be part of the journey. The journey is what it's all about. But anyway, yeah, I think probably by the time you see most of the video, that the whole thing is going to be complete or near complete, because I just don't want to have the pressure of trying to get that next video out. So let me know what you think. Okay, this this tuning knob is frozen up there, so I've sprayed it. We're going to have to clean that up extensively. Can't get that screw out there, so I went ahead and sprayed that, and that's an issue that we're going to have to go and address later, but just went ahead and sprayed it right off the bat. Alright, like I said, I'm going to work on the cabinet first, simply because it's springtime, should still have some low humidity, and that should be able to facilitate the lacquers to dry. And one of the things I'm going to do first, of course, one of these blocks, I believe it goes right up here. We'll need to glue it on. And the other thing I'm going to do, of course, we're going to take the speaker, the output transformer, and the speaker field coil out, and we'll cover the speaker. Of course, we may just go ahead and test this, put an audio signal on it and see if it works. Let's do that. I just realized may want to do that, but then we want to pull this stuff out and clean it all up, protect the speaker, get it put to the side, and then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to clean all this up, and then we're going to, I will probably end up just putting some Howard's Restore Finish in here just to give it some sort of color and give it a clean appearance. Let's take a look at our schematic. The speaker plug itself, the two larger ones goes to the speaker field coil, and then the other three goes to the output, the primary of the output transformer, which is also center tap. So the outer two will be the primary, okay, and then the center will be the center tap of that. So let's see if we can find that and check that. Maybe I cannot. All right, here we go. So the two largest ones are the speaker field coil. We'll put that on there. Let's check that. Okay, so our meter's working. So we'll put it on there, and as you can see, it appears to be open. So the other two will go over on the outside, should be the primary. And we're showing about, right at 300, 298 or so. So if we go to the center, we should be approximately half of that. So we're doing 155. We'll go to the other side, and then we'll get 142. So this is the output transformer. Let me connect this up some audio frequencies. Now, since we are got a permanent magnet speaker here, it should be fairly decent loud as far as we're driving it with something. So because we can check this output transformer and the speaker to see how it sounds. Let me hook things up. Okay, I've got it hooked up with my audio generator. And I don't know if you can hear this or not. I'm turning it up. We're about 40 hertz. There's 50. Approximately 100. Up to 200. So let's go up. There's your 200 starting, going the full gambit. All the way up to 20K. There's 20K coming all the way up to, I can still hear it, 60K, 70K, 80K, and I quit hearing it from there. So I think that's going to work. As you can see, that was the speaker. Field coil, and they just attached it to the wood. Could probably take this and pull this apart, pull this coil out and rewind it, and possibly correct that. This is the humbucker coil right here. So let's, since we've got this out, let's put the meter on this. It should be around 650-ish hot, it says, but we don't got nothing. So anyway, let's check the humbucker here. Now we have options here. We can try to repair this to use it as a choke. There you go. Well, got a good connection there. Ooh, a little thunder rolling in here. Well, don't have good the insulation's not totally off of that. There we go, 0.6. So the humbucker coil's good, but the fill coil in here is not. We could take and try to fix this, repair it, rewind it, but it's just a choke. So what I plan on doing is getting a large wattage 650 ohm resistor and utilize it in the circuit instead of this, and maybe add a little capacitance on the back side of it or the front side of it, back side of the circuit of the Pi network, and add a little bit more capacitance to maybe take care of the extra hum or what have you. We'll try it and we'll see how that works. All right, let's all I got left is to pull this output transformer out, and it's put in with nails. So this has been a repair job over the years. So that way we can get to cleaning up this cabinet a little bit. Let me show you something else on this cabinet. Okay, we've talked about this and showed you this. This is there's missing pieces here, pretty good size of my hand, also some back here that is splintered, and this has also got some bubbles on it, and it's 32 inches or so. The bottom is pretty good, the top is not so good. So I was debating whether to try to repair that or to replace that. So what I went ahead and done is I went ahead and ordered a strip of walnut veneer. It's 1 foot wide. This is 10 inches wide, so it should cover this, and it's 8 foot long, so it should have plenty there. And steam this, remove this, dress this up, and then end up gluing that on there. Now, being new veneer, how's it going to match the other side? The other side, let's look at it. The other side looks halfway decent. One strip there has to be repaired, which I think that shouldn't be that big of a repair there, okay? And it's pretty decent all the way down, okay? But the option is, let's replace the other side. We know we've got to do that. Replace the other side and see how it looks compared to this side. We may end up going ahead and taking this off and replacing this. I've got the veneer for it, and replacing it so that the sides match. But you know, that's an option. We're always going to keep our options open. So I'm going to take that transformer out, clean the inside, and wipe it down with some Howard's Restore finish, and see if we can you know, get it cleaned up, and then we'll start working on the veneer itself. Okay, I have started taking the veneer off here. Been using a putty knife. The technique I use is similar, and I've used it before, and Don from Restore Old Radios has some videos out here on this. Here's what happens if you don't use the steam. It pulled the substrate up, which we can feel that's not a big issue. But anyway, the way you want to do this is you get you a steam iron, and I use a damp washcloth, your best, of course. And if my wife sees this video, she'll hurt me, but anyway, not really. But anyway, you take your little steam iron, and I don't typically use steam that much, but you want to apply medium heat, medium to high. And what you're trying to do is get a little bit of moisture in that veneer, and also to kind of heat the glue. And typically back in the 30s, prior to World War II, typically squirt a little steam on it, not that much, just get a little moisture to it. And but typically before World War II, they used hide glue, and it sometimes it sticks really hard. And so anyway, and then what you do is you take your little putty knife and you go real slow and be patient. And you remember, I've told you, and now you can just feel the glue just releasing down through there. If you get in too big a hurry, you're going to do damage to the substrate and the veneer, which I'm not really concerned about this veneer. But one thing is, you want to save your veneer, because number one, the new veneer is not as thick as the older veneer. Okay? And you can use this for patchwork in other radios. But you can, I think you can see it sliding down. And as I have said in the past also, this is, when you're doing cabinet work and things like that, this is therapy that you would have to pay lots of money for to get. And all you do, and I'm listening to ham radio right now, listening to a net of the morning, and I'm just doing this and just taking my time. When the net goes off and the people quit talking, the band falls out, I'll turn on some tunes on the radio, and I will, let me see if I can get a close-up of this too. You may want to see this, the way this is working. Sorry. Let's see if I can zoom in, and you can see right here where the discoloration, that's where the and then you can see, should be right along here. Watch the way it goes through it. As you can see, that progresses down in there, and you can tell it starts cracking a little bit. It'd be time to heat another strip up in here, but you can see here, and that's pretty much, you just take your time and do it, and don't get in a hurry. None of this stuff needs to be in a hurry. None of it. None of it. Enjoy it. We do this because we like it. Remember that? So you can send all your money to me instead of taking therapy, and just go get a radio and take the veneer off of it. All right, we're going to stop right there. And as I continue taking this veneer off, y'all let me know what y'all think about this project. And what do you think the chances? It's looks like a pretty good basket case, but the only reason I took it is, of course, my family asked me to do it, and it had the eye tube, so I wanted to see what we could do with it. So we'll just call it quits for now, and just stay tuned for part 2. So from Larry, from the hills of Tennessee, thanks for watching.